A body laying in the roadway.
It was pretty crazy, interesting. I was going to class and just saw people running and was nervous. I was like, oh crap. Just saw people running, cop sirens, everything.
And joining me live on the phone from Ohio State University's freshman Stephen Yunker, who heard gunshots. Stephen, where are you right now?
I'm in my dorm.
And your dorm is on campus. Do you know, give me an idea proximity-wise where you are to at least what you believe to be the center of all of this activity.
I'm about 300 yards away. There's 2 streets over, and I can see the whole thing from my window.
What do you see now?
I see still police everywhere. There was a body early. And, I mean, it's just a mess out there.
You say you saw a body?
Yes, there was a body laying on the ground when I first looked out there, and it's now covered with a body bag.
Now, is that body near Watts Hall? We understand this is where a lot of the activity was taking place.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's fairly close. I'm not 100% sure where Watts Hall is, but it's pretty close to it.
So, Stephen, looking out your window right now, you were able to see what you believe to be a body that's covered?
Yes, yes.
Is there police activity around that body?
There's about 10 police there. It looks like talking to each other. Nothing really. They're next to the body, but they're not really doing anything with it currently.
You heard shots this morning when you were inside your room?
Yeah, I was sitting in my room with my roommate getting ready for class, and I heard 5 or 6 gunshots going off, and then sirens immediately following that.
What was the last update you received from the university? Have you been following their Twitter account, their emergency management account?
I did. I was at first, but I mean, in the last few minutes, I have not been. From what I know, we're still supposed to stay inside and stay safe.
Now, you're inside your residence hall. About how many people live there?
Around 360, I believe, in this building. Maybe close to 500.
And right now, are you inside your dorm room?
Yeah, I'm in my dorm room with friends from the floor. There's about 10 of us in here.
And at this point, what you've been told is to shelter in place. Is that what the belief is at this point?
Yes, I mean, I attempted to go to class, and I went downstairs, and I was told to stay inside and go back to my room.
When you went downstairs, were there police personnel or law enforcement around your dorm?
I saw police in the dorm next door to us, but none in my dorm or around my dorm, no.
Going back to what you can see right now, Stephen, from your window, has the police activity remained the same while we're talking here? Is the body, what you believe to be a body, still there?
Yes, it does look like there is a body still there, and the police that are by the body, nothing has changed there, but there are police in other places.
Is this what you believe to be the body or a body? Is it on the sidewalk? Is it in the middle of the street? Are there ambulances around?
It is on the sidewalk, and I did see a couple ambulances pulling up, but they are not there currently.
They're not there currently.
I do see one on the street next to that, though. Okay. At, I think, the intersection there.
And you are, again, about how far from this activity?
Where the ambulance is?
Yeah, where you see the police and what you believe to be a body that's covered there.
I'm about 300, 400 yards away.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, Stephen, obviously you have to heed what you're being told right now and to shelter in place. You're there with other students. I know that this is absolutely frightening and the information is limited, but I appreciate you. It is very scary, and I'm sure that your parents and your family would want you to call them right now and let them know that you are okay, and heed the advice of the authorities here at this point. And I know it's very, very scary here, but please call your family and let them know you're okay.
Will do.
We also have on the phone with us another student, Nicole Kreinbrink. Nicole, where are you right now?
I am in Scott Lab, which is a couple buildings from Watts Hall, where this all took place.
Did you hear gunfire?
No, I never heard gunfire. I was on College Road, or walking along it, and I was getting ready to cross the street, and I saw there was a big crowd of people outside. And so, I saw a car coming, so I waited, and this car just swerved and just ran into the whole group of people, and it hit a cop really bad. So I ran over there because I saw the cop. He's rolling around, and I could tell he was in a lot of pain. So I was just going to try and offer some help, and all these people were running and screaming and yelling, and these girls told me, they're like, "Please get up, get up." So I just ran with them, and so we ran more north campus by Curl Hall, I think, and I asked them why they were all standing outside, and she said that someone pulled the fire alarm. So this had to be planned out.
So you saw someone deliberately plow into the crowd of people?
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever see the individual get out of that car?
No, I didn't. I saw him hit all those people, and all I could just see is that cop rolling on the ground, and I could tell he was pretty hurt. So I initially ran over there to help him, but there's so many people running and telling me to run, and I got to him, and I decided to turn around because at that point, I thought, what the heck? I've never seen anything like this. This has to be planned. My intuition told me to run.
So Nicole, let me get this clear here. So the officer was standing by. Was that officer there responding to the reports of gunshots? Or was that a campus officer who was...
I'm thinking he was standing there since the fire alarm was pulled. I don't know. A girl told me that a fire alarm was pulled in Watts Hall, and a fire truck just pulled away a minute beforehand. And so it just looked like the cops were standing by. A bunch of people were standing outside. So I think the cop was responding to the fire alarm.
Okay, so you believe the officer was there responding to the fire alarm, and an individual... Do you remember what kind of vehicle it was?
I don't know what kind it was. I know it was a grayish silver, and I think it had black stripes down the side. But it was definitely an older make, but that's all I could really tell.
And you never had a chance to see the individual in the vehicle?
No.
You couldn't tell if there was more than one person in the car?
I have no idea. I can't answer that.
You seem to believe that the officer, you helped treat this officer, the officer was injured?
Yeah, I think he is. I don't know his condition now, but
all right.
Yeah, it seemed like he was in pain.
Okay. So, Nicole, I don't know if you're near a television or not, or what you can see out your window, but I need to let our audience know we're seeing two people who appear to be in handcuffs, two men here, being escorted rather mildly by officers from this scene. So we're not sure what's going on there. Nicole, what can you see from your window?
I'm sheltered in place, and I don't really see much. I'm just trying to stay away from the whole area, to be honest.
Are you alone in how many people are around where you are?
I'm by myself. This whole place is really locked up.
Are you able to hear announcements?
To get another spot.
Okay, Nicole, just please shelter in place. Hopefully we'll have more information. I know the university has the emergency management office there sending out information to students like yourself, and I really appreciate you giving us whatever details you were able to, but please stay safe and remain sheltered in place. I want to take our audience to our local affiliate who's able to give us some more description on what many of you just saw, as I did, two individuals being escorted. They appear to be handcuffed. Let's listen in.
In handcuffs behind their back, and they put them in that SWAT vehicle that just moved them off. So we do know two people have been taken into custody. We don't know whether they've been arrested or what. I have seen some other people coming out, a man in a business suit and a tie just walking out with a SWAT officer with his arm around him. He was not cuffed. Those were the only two we saw come out, but both of those were cuffed, an African-American in a black shirt and black pants, and he also looked like he had an identification identification on a lanyard, one of those OSU identifications or some form of identification that he had draped around his front on a lanyard. So an African-American and a white man, and they were dressed in black, and the other one dressed in gray and blue jeans. When we get more information, we'll get that to you. Back to you guys.
Okay, let me bring in Pete Williams. He is standing by, our justice correspondent in Washington. Pete, federal authorities, have you heard anything as far as their part in this investigation?
Well, they've been asked to respond, so both the FBI and the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms have field offices right nearby, and they've been responding to help the police with this response. This remains a police matter for now. We believe that they have suspects. Now, I don't know whether it's the same people who were taken into custody, whether those people that you were talking with the local affiliate about who were arrested or at least detained are wanted for questioning, or whether they're considered suspects. We don't know that yet. The information flowing back here to Washington is a little behind here because the scene of the action is Ohio, and the federal authorities at this point are very much in a help out mode. It's not their case. So, the information we're getting here is being passed along by the local authorities, who, as you may understand, have their hands full. We had heard some time back that there were as many as 2 suspects at one point. Now, Tamron, this happens a lot in these situations where people say that there's more than one suspect, or even the authorities think there is. So we don't know yet whether there in fact is just one suspect or 2, or 1 or 2 people believed to have been involved in this attack. We did hear earlier that one of them was 20, possibly a student at OSU, but all of that is to be confirmed. We just don't know much to pass along to you that we can be confident and that is confirmed.
Pete, a lot of people are asking about the open carry and what are the rules in place for the university. Ohio is an open carry state, but we've talked about this before. Different universities are able to implement within the law certain restrictions. What do we know about the Ohio State?
I don't know. I'll have to look into that. I don't know what the law in Ohio is. You're right. In some states, the campuses have tried to restrict open carry on campus and have not been successful in some states. In others they are, so we'll have to see what the law is in Ohio.
Okay, we'll get that clarification. Thank you very much, Pete. I have Rahima Ellis here with me as well, and let's bring in former ATF Special Agent Jim Kavanaugh. Jim, let me start with you. This is a massive campus, as I mentioned it, by population of enrollment, the 3rd largest. The campus itself, 16,000 acres, 1,293 buildings. The center of all of this activity, at least right now, is this building, a materials science and engineering building. It's not a residence hall. It's called Watts Hall on campus. What do authorities, when you're looking at such a massive amount of space and a huge population, a lot of these kids just got back last night from Thanksgiving.